Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates and Yemen have cut diplomatic ties with Qatar. But what might this mean for Qatar and APO's economy and people doing business there? With a population of about 2.7 million people, this tiny nation on the northeast coast of the Arabian Peninsula is trying to punch above its weight. People know about it thanks in part to its national airline, Qatar Airways, its international news station, Al Jazeera, and through sport, notably winning the 2022 Football World Cup and being a former sponsor of perhaps the WORLD and APO's most famous club, Barcelona. And with a distinctive skyline in the capital Doha, it has succeeded in attracting multinationals to open offices there. So these latest developments mean THRE and APO's a lot at stake. Abu Dhabi and APO's Etihad Airways and Dubai and APO's Emirates are suspending all flights to and from Doha, starting from Tuesday morning. Both carriers operate 4 daily return flights to Doha. Budget carrier Fly Dubai is also cancelling the route, with other airlines, including BAHRAIN and APO's Gulf Air and Egypt are expected to follow suit. It comes after Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, and Egypt all said they would stop flights in and out of Qatar and close their airspace to the COUNTRY and APO's airline, Qatar Airways. And it is Qatar and APO's flag carrier that risks being the biggest loser. On one level, its flights to places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, and Cairo will stop. That is dozens of flights a day. It has already said it is cancelling its services to Saudi. But being banned from large chunks of airspace in the region would also cause a major problem, forcing it to alter flight paths, inevitably adding time to flights. And as well as cranking up fuel bills that could annoy passengers. Qatar Airways and APO's growth has come through positioning itself as a hub airline connecting Asia and Europe via Doha. And if a journey to Europe that used to take 6 hours now takes 8 or 9 because it has had to change routes, then that makes it far less appealing and passengers might look elsewhere and says Ghanem Nusabat, director at advisory firm Cornerstone Global. Desert states, by their nature, struggle to grow food. And food security is a particular issue for Qatar given the only way in by land is a single border with Saudi Arabia. Every day hundreds of lorries cross the border, and food is one of the main supplies. About 40% of Qatar and APO's food is believed to come via this route. Saudi Arabia has said it will close that border, and when the lorries stop, Qatar will become reliant on air and sea freight. And it will immediately cause inflation, and that will directly affect normal Qatari people and says Mr. Nusabat. And if things start costing significantly more, then YOU and APO's going to see the Qatari people putting increasing political pressure on the ruling family for either a change of leadership or a change of direction. And he also points out that many poorer Qataris make daily or weekly trips to Saudi to do their grocery shopping as it is cheaper. Clearly a closed border means this will no longer be possible. A new port, a medical zone, a metro project and 8 stadiums for the 2022 World Cup are just some of the major construction projects going on in Qatar right now. Key materials, including concrete and steel, come in by ship, but also by land from neighboring Saudi. The closure of that border could, as with food, push up prices and lead to delays. A materials shortage is already a threat that looms over Qatar and APO's construction industry. This risks making things worse. A lengthy closure of the airspace and land borders would wreak havoc on the timeline and delivery and of the World Cup, says Christian Ulrichson, a Gulf expert at the US-based Baker Institute. The move to end ties bans Saudi, UAE and Bahraini citizens from traveling to Qatar, living there or passing through it, according to the Saudi government. People affected have 14 days to leave. Meanwhile, Qataris will have the same amount of time to get out of Saudi Arabia, the UAE and Bahrain. More significant though would be if Egypt issued a similar ban. According to one recent report, about 180,000 Egyptians live in Qatar, with many involved in engineering, medicine, and law as well as construction. A loss of that workforce would pose a problem for both local and international firms operating in the Gulf state. WE and APO's already seeing business deals begin to crumble. Many Gulf firms have a presence in Qatar, including in retail. Those stores are likely to close, at least temporarily, believes Mr. Nusabat. and major Saudi football team Al Ahly has cancelled a sponsorship deal with Qatar Airways.